February 2016 will rank as the 7th warmest February since 1895 and also the warmest February since 2000. That could be a potential problem for some winter wheat growers, but most corn and soybean producers are likely looking further ahead to their planting and growing seasons. At the Triumph of Ag Expo in Omaha this week, we talked with Iowa State University's Elwynn Taylor about the potential weather forecast for spring and summer, but we started by asking for an update on the current standing of El Niño.
El Niño is still with us, and yes, it's been a strong El Niño. It's been about number 3 of the top 5 El Niños in strength since 1950, and it looks like it'll be with us, well, at least through planting time, but we're not sure about July and August just yet.
Do you have any concerns about planting time with as much moisture as we've had?
The amount of moisture we've got in the soil, with almost all of the fields with tiles installed, the tiles have been running all winter, getting rid of the excess moisture. That means with that much moisture in the soil to start with, it won't take very heavy rain to cause it to be way too much at planting time. And we do have some indication that we'll be following. We'll be watching how much moisture they're getting south of us, because as we come into the growing season, the days are getting longer, the weather patterns are moving north. The weather pattern that's moving to Iowa and Nebraska for planting season is in Arkansas right now. So we'll just watch them for a while.
Now, what do you think El Niño is going to do to the growing season?
We just don't know yet. We usually get an idea around the 15th of April when the summer weather patterns start developing in the northern hemisphere. Winter weather patterns just don't persist very well, and so it's more meaningful to wait till the summer ones start and then know what's happening. Then we have some accuracy to our outlook.
Do you think La Niña will have an impact this growing season?
La Niña always has an impact if it's there. Remember, an El Niño is not always followed by a La Niña. In fact, it's only about 50 or 60% of the time. So almost half the time it doesn't happen. El Niño comes, goes to neutral, and we wait 5 or 6 years, then the next El Niño comes. If we have a La Niña, it's almost always followed by an El Niño.
Are there any signs to think it will go to La Niña?
Just that it's done it half the time when we've had an El Niño of this strength. And so twice we went from a strong El Niño to a drought, and people remember those. Well, some people do. That would be 83 and 88. But the next 2 strong ones, one went to kind of an average crop yield, and one was better than average. So there's about a 50-50 chance if you look at past history.
Are there any past history correlations to wet years being followed by more wet years or less wet years?
There's only a little bit of correlation there, and it has to do with what's going on in the ocean around Hawaii and what's going on in the ocean around Bermuda. So they don't carry over too well because the Bermuda conditions change every year. Their high pressure goes away for the winter, comes back for the summer. But out around Hawaii, that can stick around for 6 or 7 years. So that's one we can sometimes pay attention to. And it tells us that don't count on a lot of moisture come summer.
So what should farmers look at if they're trying to use the weather to market their crops even this far out of the growing season?
This far out, you should look at what the history has been doing. And that's about all we can look at is the climate. We've had an 18-year run of really good crop years, increasing yield, thank you plant breeders. But before that, we had 25 years of a whole lot of volatility. Dry year, wet year, good yield year, bad yield year. And for 25 years, that was the 80s and around that, included that 10 years. Before that, we had 18 years of consistent yields. Before that, 25 years of volatile. If you keep adding those together, 2012 was year 1 of 25 years of some good years, some bad years, some good years, a lot of volatility. If you're survived in farming in the 80s, do it again.
Is there anything during the season that farmers can look at to use to market their crops?
Everything. It's just wonderful what we can do with marketing by keeping track of the crop. Is the crop doing better than usual in your county, in your district? And now we have enough information, you can see what's going on in the Corn Belt. So you know what the prices will be at harvest time if you know what the harvest is going to be. And we can do a good job of estimating the harvest now. We can do a lot better job than the USDA does. The market's gone to the USDA number. We know if that's too high or too low, and the farmer knows best. We have the information, get on the right side of the market. That's the thing we can do as the crop grows.
Is that done through accumulating growing degree days, or what data is that used by?
Growing degree days, number one. That's the one thing that the USDA doesn't use. They publish it, but they don't use it. And if the nights are 2 degrees warmer than usual in July and August, that will cut our yield by 4%. And that isn't factored into any USDA estimate.